This generation is more anxious. The younger generation, Gen Z, are more anxious. They've been more coddled. They have less grit. They feel more threatened. And so when they hear a message of come to this form of faith because it will give you all the answers to life and let you know exactly who the good guys are and who the bad guys are, it's a very appealing message.
Because it's a battle of good versus evil.
Right. Everything's black hat or white hat.
Don't you want to be good?
And you want an exciting role to play. Like some of this description of the kind of Christianity that is appealing to Gen Zers and younger fits not just a history, a certain strand of American evangelical history. It fits the like internet ethos of their generation, whether you're on the right, on the left, whether you're Christian, non-Christian. I was recently learning about a group within a Presbyterian denomination that I was a part of, and it's a really small, really conservative group. It's mostly really young men. And all of the rhetoric they're using and the images they're posting online are this very culture warrior, like take back the denomination for Jesus and all this stuff. And the more you look at it, the more you're like, these are just boys who have grown up on the internet and know how to articulate their concerns in that kind of direction. And I don't fault people for just picking up the water that they're swimming in and learning how to relate to other people that way. The problem is whether it's that internet culture or the politics culture of the 70s or whatever it is, the church really struggles to be an alternative to that or distinct from that. Instead, we tend to just kind of take in whatever the dominant cultural mood is. And right now, it's like being angry on the internet. So it's not surprising there's a strand of Christianity that'll fit with that. But the alternative that most of, I think, the kinds of young Christians he's describing, I think don't feel like they have agency in the context they're in to change the world. But if they can kind of plug in to an online community that says you can be now part of the good guys that are going to fix things, it feels like you're doing something. It feels like you're on the right side. And that's really comforting. Whereas I think if we had churches that didn't feel the need to fit in one box or the other, but said, as I have said 1,000 times, like, here's a Sunday school class you can teach. Here's a community group you can get involved in.
We've got a generation of young men and women.
Mostly men, yeah.
That have grown up on Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and Marvel movies.
Harry Potter.
And Harry Potter, where everything is a battle between the good guys and the bad guys. And the lines are clear and the morality is clear. And then they get interested in traditional religion and they're introduced to it by people that are political activists like Charlie Kirk. And you just go right into, I'm joining the good team so we can fight the evil team.
And you don't have, going back to our original story about the Antichrist, you don't have incarnate community where you aren't living out and realizing that, you know what? People are really a mix of good and bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes really good people do bad things. And sometimes there are bad people who stumble into doing good things. And in incarnate community, you discover those nuances of relationship. When you don't have that, when you are isolated, when you've grown up looking at a screen your whole life, when you've not been part of a church community or a religious community, when you're isolated and you find groups online that only agree with what you do or the gaming community that you're a part of, you don't learn those nuances of human community. And so you perpetuate into adulthood this view that everyone wears a black hat or a white hat.